Okay, so this is the second part of the creating this castle interior, this palace. Now I'm going to show you how to do the walls and the windows, maybe in probably an easy doorway. Okay, and then later in class, I will show you how to put these torches in with with animated fire. Okay, that's kind of just a special effect animation. That's actual animation, which I can show you how to do. But in terms of just creating a static image, static meaning it's not moving, which is what I want you guys to do. This is how you do it. Okay, so let's turn off. I'm turning off what I've created here. I'm going to there. Let's get rid of our little king here. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of him because I don't want to create that. I just want to show you how to create. Okay, hold on a second. Let me select everything. Okay, so let me click on those things and the what do you call it? The throne. I'm just gonna move those over to the side. We don't need them right now. And I'm going to move the base on which the throne sits. And I'm just going to move that over like that. Okay. So let's just get that part out of the way. Bear with me a second. I'm just trying to select things that I want to move. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is where we left off in the other one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make exactly what I've got in the background there. So I'm going to take the three columns and the floor that I created, and I'm going to shrink them down, and I'm going to make it on top of the floor or the scene that I created. Okay. All right, so let's look at that floor, and I'm going to make that floor more purple. Let's see, maybe 25%. Take that 0, 0, 0. And I'm going to lighten it up a little bit. So I'm going to select brightness. Okay, maybe about 30%. I'm going to go back to advanced color, and I'm going to make that here, and I'm going to get rid of some of it. Okay, so I'm just going to make it purple because that's just what I want to do right now. Again, you can make things. I'm going to select all these columns and make them smaller. So I'm going to basically do what I did. Whoops, undo, undo, and to change them all. What do you call it? To change them all the same size, you select all of them. Select, hold your shift key down, select, select, then go to free transform and hold your shift key down, and then you got them all the same size. Okay, so I'm going to move mine over here, move another one over here, move another one over here, copy that one, paste in place, move that what you just created over here. Okay. And then I'm going to select them all again. So hold shift, make sure I select them all, and then I'm going to bring my anchor point down to the middle, and that way I can stretch them higher. All right, so there we go. And now I'm going to make this floor, and I'm going to stretch it that. Okay. And again, you can go in here and add different, let's do that. Let's go in here and just add some more. Okay. I'm going to copy those flat stones, paste in place, transform horizontal. So I'm going to bring them over here like that. And then the other ones I'm going to copy, paste in place, flip horizontal, and bring those over here. So you've got those flat stones in the background, and maybe, you know, just leave them like that. You don't have to, again, you don't have to use every single space to have a stone in it. Maybe get rid of one, you know, it doesn't, you don't have to in other words, you know, just let's take, I'm going to copy these. Doesn't have to, just gives the semblance of, and I'll show you what I mean when you do a stone wall. Paste in place and flip those. And you see why I'm flipping them, because everything has a vanishing point. So if I flip these, whoops, I'm just using these lines as an example. Everything has a vanishing point, okay? So you see I'm on this stone here. Everything has a vanishing point. You know, this stone right here. And the same thing, so they have a vanishing point, and then here you've got a vanishing point. And that's why you have it. In other words, you don't have this stone here like that. Or, well, you could, but, you know, just for sake of this tutorial, you can move things around. That maybe make that smaller. And maybe make stone in the middle. That kind of thing, all right? Maybe make that one a different color. So that's kind of your flat stone. You don't need to put, like I'm just belaboring the point, but you need to put every stone down. Okay, so let's work on the wall. Now, we've got this, okay? I'm going to get rid of some of these empty layers here I don't need. All right, so there's the part that I did that background for the outside light, and then this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything that I did in this tutorial, in the last tutorial, and I'm going to cut it out of the scene and put it on a separate layer, so that for the sake of this, there we go. All right, so the stuff that we did here, that's that, and then the stuff that I did is there. And then the outside light is that kind of dawn light, or the dusk light. The sun is set, or the sun hasn't come up yet. Okay, so there's my floor, there's my columns. Now for the wall, let's do this. Let's create another layer, and I'm going to create a wall, which will just be a rectangle. And it doesn't matter how, you just want it to cover, make sure it goes down below the floor there. Okay. All right, and then let's get rid of the color inside. And now I'm going to make a window, and I'll show you what I mean. So make this kind of a medieval castle window, and I'm just going to go like this. Okay, get rid of that. Okay, and make sure I do this. Now, you may not have your game take place in a medieval castle or a palace. It may be something modern. But if you have something that you don't know how to create, you have to come up to me and ask me, how do I do this? And I will help you individually, because I can't do everybody's scene in a tutorial. I'm just showing you how to create something using Adobe Animate. So I showed you how to create kind of a desert background, a mountain background earlier in the semester. This is a castle inside, an interior of a castle. If you have something specific and you're struggling on how to create it, please come up to me and ask me. Okay, that's the best way, and then I can show you how to do it. So I'm going to create this window here. So I'm copying what that rectangle I just did. I'm going to paste in place, and I'm going to shrink it down. Okay, so I've got that. Now you'll see that I'm kind of bevel it. So all I do is make sure my snapping objects is on. And bring this line down here and get rid of this. Okay. And then I'm just going to create that kind of a beveled look to it. So, okay. So there's my window. And I'm going to choose a purple that is like that, and then maybe a purple that's a little bit darker on the sides. Okay, and I'll use that same purple on the bottom as I did on the top. Okay, there's my window. You don't want anything in between because, you know, it's either glass or it's just the bars in the window. So anyway, so there's my window. Okay, just to show you what I mean. Okay, there's our window frame, and I'm going to double click on those lines, and I'm going to make those kind of a, maybe I'll make it a purple, but I want it darker, so I'm going to go over to colors over here, and I'm going to bring my circle down here, selection, and there we go. So maybe, there we go. Okay, so that's how you can change that line color. All right. So let's turn back on. Yeah, so here we go. So we're going to create one window, then we're going to create the other windows, so that when you're doing your game and it's, you know, you're running along kind of a chase game where you're running along parallel to the camera or parallel to the audience eye, everything looks the same. You mean you'll see the same windows and the same doors and that kind of a thing. Almost like when you look at old cartoons of like the Flintstones, when they're running, the same background repeats itself, kind of thing. I'll show you how to create a window, and then I'll show you how to create a door. So let's go back to, let's see, what we have done here is, let's turn off that outside light for now. Okay. And let's see, I'm going to make this wall a darker color so it stands out from the floor and it stands out from the window. So I'm going to choose a darker color. So I'm just going to select this flagstone color here, and I'm going to, it's not dark enough for me, so let's go over to our color window here, and we're going to go move it down and pick a darker color. Yeah, okay, I'll just leave it that for now. So there we go. We've got a window, and we've got in our wall. But let's make them a little more interesting. Let's actually make these windows here first. Um, so, and I'm going to create these windows here, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste in place. Hold my Shift key down, and then bring it over here, and then hold my Shift key down again. Yeah, hold my Shift key down. I'm gonna, all right, let's copy that, and then paste in place, and then hold my Shift key down and drag it over here. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same thing again. Paste in place, drag it over here, and then paste in place, and then drag it over here. But right now I want to get that window look to it. So all I'm going to do now is then select this part inside, delete, 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 delete. So now I've got these windows that look out to the, I don't know, to the courtyard or to the palace grounds. If you want to make the window look different, if you want to make it kind of an archway, I'm just going to do it with one of these. You can do this, make it an archway like that. Right? Then get rid of that line here, get rid of that line here, and I'm going to make that the same color. Oops. All right, so then you can just take this line that I curved, oops, just pick that, copy it, right? Copy, paste in place, bring it up. And you'll see what I'm doing. I'm just bringing these down here and maybe bringing that up. Okay. So then you get rid of that. And again, I just made a different type of window. All right. So there you got kind of an arch window. All right. Let's do that. Let's make all those the same. So I'm going to select, first of all, I'm going to fill in the walls here. So I can do this simply. All right. It's actually, I like the shape of those windows I just created. And then I'm just going to fill in these spots. I'm changing the color to that one color on the wall. Click on those lines I made, delete, fill in that window with the same color as the wall. Also those beveled areas of the window sill. All right, so now I've got this new window, which looks a little bit more medieval. And then I'm going to double click the lines, the beveled sill, Okay, copy, paste in place, shift key down, move it over. There you go. Okay, so let's do that for the rest of it. All right, shift key down, bring it over. Paste in place, shift key down, bring it over. And I've got these windows looking upon the courtyard. Actually, let's do one more time. And I'll bring it over here too. Okay. And then get rid of that color there. And then you've got this kind of cool looking interior of our palace or castle. And then, okay, and then, let's see, go over to this, over to the far right, and when you see that 50% or 100, let's turn that up to 100%. Let's go back down to 50 because I want to see. I like to see the whole thing, and then I'm going to hit my clip outside, and let's turn that up again, and I'm going to. So anyway, so there, you know, there's this. We'll do that, and we'll see what it looks like within the stage, I should say, on the stage. That white rectangle you'll see right there. Okay, so let's continue making this. Well, I want to do one more thing with the windows. Let's make the what I did for. Oops. What I did here, I'm going to make these kind of bars in the windows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a color of the line tool, and I'm going to make it very, very dark purple, so it's almost, okay, it's almost not black, but okay. And in the color, if the color you want is the paint bucket, you go down to the here and it says swap colors, and you just swap the color. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the bars in the window, and then once I make them, I'll repeat them. Okay, so let's make the line about 3 over my properties window. No, actually, let's make it a little thick so we can see it. So let's go 5, and I'm going to go here, and let's see. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another layer between, there's my wall and windows, okay? And there is my, oops, not him, and there's my column and floor, okay? So I'm creating this here, all right? Okay, so let's take out, oh, get out of there, mister. And so I'm going to create these bars, the same ones I've gotten in mind. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm going to make a line across here. So like it's embedded into the window frame. All right, these are like iron bars. And then I'm going to do the same thing up here. And the same thing here. And then I'm going to do one here. Okay. All right. And then I'm just going to go one like this. And one like this. And I'm going to bend them like that. And then I'm going to go like this and bend them so they almost kind of match the top of the window frame. You know, you get the kind of a similar, you know, similarity in the shape of the window itself and then the bars in the window. Okay, so there we go. And then I'm going to double click. Okay, oops. Let's see. I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to get rid of what I just did because I want to make this look consistent. So let's see. I go here, copy that, and I'm going to paste it. No, I'm going to paste it in place and move it over so that you'll see the space between that bar and the frame is roughly the same as over here. You know, just so it looks like that. Okay, and then I'm going to draw a line up here. It's like I'm designing this myself, designing these iron bars. Okay, now, then I'm going to go and do this. And I'll go here, here. No. And let's see. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to draw this line across here like this. Now I'll finish it like so. Okay, and then do this, and then do this, and then bend it. And those are my two dogs barking in the background, so never mind those guys. And there I have my bars. So if I turn that off, there are my bars, roughly. Okay. Maybe I move them like this. All right. All right. So now that I got that, I Control G, I copy, and I paste in place, and I move it over to here, and I paste in place, and Control. And I move it holding down the shift button, the shift button, and then paste in place again, move them over to here, and copy and paste in place, and move it over to here. So now I've got these columns and these windows and a floor. Now I'm going to make a background, make it a little interesting, like the sun is coming up or the sun has just set. And I'm going to do that by doing this, creating another layer. I'm going to go, all right, so we've created the wall, the bars, the columns, and the floor. Now I'm going to create this background of the wind, you know, as a sun setting or rising, a little more interesting than just the blue sky, I think. So let's just create a square, a rectangle, and delete what's in there. And we're going to go over to our color window, and we're going to go linear, and let's pick out some colors that look a little interesting. So let's say we pick out the sun is setting, so we pick out a purple. Okay, and let's get rid of one of these. So remember, I got three icons down here. If you want to get rid of one, just click on it and pull it down. Okay, and then let's bring the white one over here. But the white one, I want it to be maybe like orange. So you can see, so now you got this kind of like the sun setting or the sun rising. So then we go to our, let's make sure that it's not the line tool, but it's the fill color, so swap colors. Okay, there we go. And then let's just do this. So we click on our fill bucket, and we just go, yeah, you can have it go all the way up like that, which is kind of cool. And so then I lock that. Okay, so now here's my interior of my castle. Okay, so I'm unlocking those 4 layers I created. I'm going to modify, convert this to a symbol. I'm just going to call it my castle room, and just call it my castle room, and I'm going to convert it to a symbol. All right, so now I can bring this thing down and maybe even shrink it down so it fits into my stage. And how do I know that? Because if I click on way over here on the right, click on clip content outside stage, there is my interior of my castle room, and you'll see that the floor is a little bit, you want to change that on the floor, so let's make a change. Let's so you want to select the whole thing, select it, right click, edit in place. Now you're inside the symbol, so now you can adjust things. So let's take that floor, and all I'm going to do is grab one end and stretch it out. Okay, so there you go. There is your castle room, and there's all those windows looking onto the sun that has just set or is rising. And that's the castle room that we've created. Now you can do something similar. You can change the shape of the windows, change the bars however you want, change the columns, change the floor. Maybe you want to do that tiled floor we did in the first video. Anyway, that's that. I'm going to end this video. And if you have a specific interior that you're thinking of and you're having problems with it, or if you want to put more detail into it, please let me know. Raise your hand in class. I'll come around and I'll help you. So, you know, this is an important part of the final project, is to have an interior. If you also want to put in some torches with fire, I'll show you how to do that. Again, if you have an interior of something different, something more modern, please, and you're having trouble creating it, let me know and I'll help you along. Anyway, that's that, and I'll see you guys in class.